What's up? It's Bob from Home Cook Basics. Thanks for coming back to the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe down below. Today we're talking about how to cut a chicken breast. So I cut up these chicken breasts. I cut them off a whole bird before this video, so they still have the tenderloin on. So I'm gonna go a little bit in showing you, maybe you got a chicken breast this far, you're cutting it off the whole bird. So I'll show you how to remove the tenderloin. And then I'm gonna show you a few different ways to cut a chicken. You're searching it on YouTube, I got you covered, so let's jump right into it. All right, so here we got two beautiful chicken breasts, just cut them off a whole bird. I like to process my whole chicken because you get everything, right? But, so this is, if you're a chicken tender fan, you'll realize this is a chicken tender. So this is wicked simple. It's just simply you cut it off like this, okay? And there you go. You got a nice, beautiful chicken tender. Cut them off of both here. All right, so this is probably more like how you bought it, right? You bought these beautiful chicken breasts at the grocery store, and you're wondering, you want to cut them up for, say, a stir fry, right? And it's just way too thick. If you look at a chicken breast, it's pretty thick here, and then it really thins down, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it where it starts to drop off really quick, okay? So that's one thickness, right? And then this bigger chunk that more up the top of the breast of the bird, we're going to make this into, we're going to slice this the long way. Real important, keep your hands out of there. You're looking at it to try to find the halfway mark in that chicken breast. And then you're simply going to just slice through, okay? So now we got pretty much same thickness, 3 pieces. Now when you're going to cut them up into chunks for whatever you're cooking, just make strips. So there's 2 different ways the bird goes here. There's across the grain and then there's with the grain. So when you have a chicken breasted whole like this, say you cook this chicken breast, right? And you're going to serve it to somebody, a whole bird, a whole chicken breast, you're going to cut across the grain. You're going to go down the bird like this. So if it's cooked, you're going to cook it this way. That keeps it all nice and juicy. If you go this way, it kind of makes it stringy, all right? But if you're making the chunks, all you got to do is do like I said, and then you're going to just cut strips, okay? Just like this. Depending on how thick you want these, and then cut them the same thickness. Watch out for your fingies. Now you got consistent chunks of chicken that are all going to cook evenly when you stir fry them in a pan, all right? So that's chunks of chicken. And as you can see, this piece is about the same thickness as that chunk. So this one, you wouldn't be ripping it the width ways. You're just going to cut it like this with the grain, and then the chunks would be across the grain. That simple. Once in a while you get a thinner piece in there, but that's fine because that gives you a little crunchy bit and that tastes good too. Okay? But most of that is consistently the same size. All right, so now I'm going to show you probably the next thing you're going to do. So if you wanted to too, if you're just cutting strips for, say, you're making like, I don't know, some type of tenders for the kids or something like that, you just cut it into strips and then you don't cut the chunks the other way. So we got chunks, we got some strips, okay? Now, say you want to butterfly a bird. So when I'm sauteing chicken, a whole chicken breast, if I'm cooking it like this, it's just way too thick here and thin here. This will be well done and this will be undercooked, okay? So that's something you want to consider when you're doing this. And if you want, the best way to do this is to butterfly the bird, okay? So what we're going to do is the same when we ripped it, but we're only going so far in that chicken breast, and then we'll open it up a little more. So once again, sharp knife. You don't want to go in there dull. You don't want to keep sawing it either. You just want to go right through a nice clean cut, and you're going to work it back to about here in that chicken breast. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'm finding the halfway mark. You know, make your knife parallel to the board. If you're like this, you're going to trim it down too far. Like this, it's going to go up. So knife up, halfway through the breast, straight, cut right in as smooth as possible. And now you can start to see it's opening up, right? So one more there, you flop it over, and then you got to put a little cut here until it completely opens. And that's how you butterfly a chicken breast. Now a lot of people will bang this thing out. I don't do that. I got a pretty much a consistent level of chicken across, and I could go ahead and saute this. Typically when you buy the chicken breast from the store, there isn't that extra meat here, so it would lay down a little flatter for you. But as you can see, we're getting consistent size meat. And then, you know, you could just, instead of it being too big, now you got 2 halves. You could saute those up, and there you go. Cut them up for your next chicken Caesar salad, chicken salad, whatever you're gonna do. But that's how to cut a chicken breast that's uncooked. Once again, if it is cooked, just go across the grain after you cook that chicken breast, say you're baking it or something like that. So thanks for watching my video. I got 2 other cool videos here from the same bird that I cooked, how to cut chicken wings and how to debone chicken thighs. Check those videos out. If you haven't, please subscribe. If you're new to cooking, I got a cooking course coming out. In the description below, you can subscribe to get on that email list. Get on that email list because when I launch it, it's going to be wicked cheap and affordable so everybody can learn how to cook. And I want to thank you for visiting Home Cook Basics.